Yeah, g'day everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Coast Titans Frontline podcast here for our weekly live show on an unfamiliar day. Of course, usually we'd be with you live Monday, 5:30. There was an NRL game on during that time, so of course, not able to go live then. This is another solo show as well, guys. Russ is unable to be with us today due to unforeseen family circumstances again. So we wish him all the best with what's going on there. And of course, we are a live show, guys, so we do want to see those comments roll in live so we can react to them. And that way, when people listen later as a podcast, they can also hear some other perspectives around our club at the moment. So welcome back, guys. Let's jump straight into grading our performance. Look, I don't know how to say this to you guys other than it was an F last round. Of course, I'm talking our loss to the Broncos. It was just unacceptable for our fans. There was really no excuses there. There's not too much else I can say about it that I haven't already said in previous weeks around why it was so disappointing. And I'm going to try to be optimistic and positive where I can in this episode. So I'll save any other comment I've got till later, guys. But go ahead in the comments if you are here with us live and let me know, what did you grade our performance? I graded it just a straight F. It was just a fail in every sense of the word, particularly when you consider we went down to our arch rivals. Really disappointing stuff there. Alrighty, guys, Titans news time. Let's talk all the news around the club at the moment. We've got a bunch of players in the Origin Under-19 squad, which will be before Game 2 Origin. I think it'll be the Thursday, the day after. So stay tuned for that and make sure you get to our website to check out all of our juniors that are involved in that. Bo Fermor has unfortunately been dropped for the Maroons. However, Tino for Aswama Awi and Moeki Fotuaika keep their place. My opinion on that, guys, let me know what you guys think, whether that was fair or foul. I'm going to go ahead and say it was foul. Look, I'm a Queenslander, so in a way, whilst I'm commenting from a biased perspective as a Titan, it also comes back to the fact that I suppose I am a Queenslander, so I will try to support as far as that's concerned as well. But look, Kurt Capewell, people say, well, he's been selected because he can play in the centres as well. He's got great versatility. So can Bo. However, Bo can also play in the middle. We've seen him play in the middle channel of the field before and do an equally great job. So I actually think Bo is more versatile. He is younger than Kurt Capewell. I think if Bo was given a chance to start, he would do much better than Kurt Capewell. There's always, in my opinion anyway, been this myth around Kurt Capewell that he's some great Origin player that always steps up to the next level, and he always finds himself back in this team. But I just don't see it, guys. I really don't. And I do think that Bo Fermor was unlucky in this instance. He'll be back in the Origin team, no doubt, in the future. This isn't his Origin career over for him. In some ways, it could benefit us here at the Titans. He could come back with a really dedicated mindset, trying to get back into that team, or it could crush his confidence. We've seen it go either way with players in the past, guys. So I don't agree with the decision. I'm disappointed Bo was dropped, but I'm happy that Tino and Mo kept their place. Some NRLW news, guys. Natasha Panatani, she is signed with our Titans NRLW side for the next 3 seasons. She's played for the Tigers in the NRLW before and played for Tonga internationally. It's also Brock Gray's partner, one of our props that unfortunately hurt his ACL earlier this year. Final bit of news, guys. So this is the first time the Titans have had a primetime game talking about the Friday 7:50 p.m. slot since 2021. So it's been 4 years since we've been on Channel 9 in their primetime slot. In partnership with Canteen and the Lottery Office, we are going for the world record, the most people wearing a bandana in one place. Now, we are doing this as a club to help raise awareness for young people impacted by cancer. And you can be part of a 360-degree stadium photo to mark the moment, plus take home a cool memento with the unique bandanas available at this game also. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, head to the Titans website and check that out. Alrighty, guys, let's go doom and gloom. Welcome in Liam Gilbert from Facebook. He says, why are the Titans so bad? Let's try to get into it because I think that this game review will we'll probably shine some lights in some areas that it's not good for a club that's going last at the moment. Broncos defeat us 44 points to 14. It was another week, guys, where the only points we scored as a team was when the game was already gone. Make no mistake, if this was a 0-0 at the time, we are not scoring those 14 points. They were simply scored because we were versing a team that was so far ahead at the time, they just felt comfortable and didn't care to put in that extra effort. And we have had a lot of points this year that have come via that metric. regardless, we still have, I believe, maybe not the worst attack. The Knights would probably have worse than us. We'd be in the bottom 4 for attack. I know we've got the worst defense. So I don't take any solace in the fact we scored 14 points in this one at all. I think it's another week where we've not only struggled to score points as a team, but we definitely failed to defend them. We conceded a try in the opening minute, and we were down 24-0 after 20 minutes. I can't really break anything down from that, to be honest. Like, we just got blown off the park. And I really wish our team had a different mindset, but we just got blown off the park. There was just defensive misreads across the whole field. You know, typically in games in the past when I've broken it down, I've said, our left side wasn't the strongest in this one. Brian Kelly wasn't in sync with Alofiana Khan-Pereira. Or maybe I say middles just didn't have enough in them to get us over the advantage line. But the entire team missed the mark here. They just scored all over the park. We had the same amount of ball as them, possession-wise. We made a similar amount of tackle breaks. The difference was in the line breaks department, where they come up with 9 because they were literally just going through like there was absolutely nothing. So I went on a big rant yesterday, guys. Last episode about everything I want to see changed with the club at the moment. Nothing changed. So I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to bore you guys by saying the same things every week because we're seeing the same things from the team, and it is getting hard to remain optimistic and positive. So what were the positives from this one? Let me ask you guys. Does anyone have any positives with me here on Facebook or YouTube? Any positives at all? For me, we tried something new again, putting AJ Brimson back to fullback. I don't like it. I think Jaden played really well there last week. But I can understand wanting to try something new. So I guess, look, we fired a shot there and tried something. The Broncos have done this to other teams this year, I suppose, most notably the Roosters in round 1. It was a huge occasion for their club and Adam Reynolds' 300th. But I feel like I'm offering you guys excuses here, right? I'm not offering positives from our club because they're really, really hard to find. And I feel like I'm in the excuse territory there. So I'm going to park that and leave it there. Look, our bench players played 8 minutes and 18 minutes. So a slight improvement from like the 4 and 5 minutes that they were getting in previous weeks. This game hurt. They're not even positives, to be honest with you guys. Like, who am I trying to fool here? You guys know footy. I'm clutching at straws, but I'm just trying to be positive. And I'm feeling really defeated lately. We got those 2 wins 2 wins to start our season against the Roosters and Knights. Things looked somewhat, really positive actually for Titans fans. It was exciting. And since then, we're just back in all too familiar territory. Not going to give up supporting. Always going to be here. Loud and proud Titans fan. Don't get me wrong there, but that doesn't mean you can't feel defeated. Or feel disappointed with where your team's at the same time. Alrighty, guys. 3-2-1's time. My 3-point this week went to Brian Kelly. He had some strong carries for the team, a lot of meters and post-contact meters, but he did miss 4 tackles and defend at 75% efficiency. So I'm not going to say it was a great game by any account. 2 points goes to Bowie Firmer, 100-plus meters there and 32 tackles for only 1 miss. And my 1 point went to Cleese Haas. Almost 100 meters for Cleese, 14 tackles and no missed for him. So difficult to give out 3-2-1s this week. I think we're going to be... Well, Tino's been a staple. Every week he's the 3 points, right? But now we're hearing he's been dealing with a sternum issue. And his numbers in post-Origin Game 1 backing up for us was still strong. But this week he did look like an injured player against the Broncos. Either that or maybe their pack went after him and bullied him in a way. But even Tino, our most dominant player, who you can almost lock in for the 3 points every week, had a very off night. He did not have the same impact as we need him to. Nathan Friend, welcome to the show, mate, from Facebook. He says, your spine is the biggest issue as usual. And look, I agree, mate. I think the spine, in combination with the bench minutes not being rotated properly, puts a lot of pressure on the spine to then create because we leak too many points. The spine doesn't have the experience to fight uphill battles. We'll win games if we get on the front foot. Like that Roosters game and the Knights game in the second half most recently, our forwards got on the front foot. And because our spine's inexperienced, when momentum's all going your way, it doesn't really matter. It kind of you go downhill and you snowball in the NRL. But when the adversity hits and our forward rotation, like what do we have this round? I touched on it before. We used one of our bench players for 8 minutes and another for 18 minutes. And that's an improvement. We've been using them for 4 or 5. When you don't rotate that middle forward rotation properly, and you're just putting Tino off for 5 minutes and thinking he's good to come back on, and the other team's always got 4 players fresh being rotated through properly, it puts pressure on our inexperienced spine, and they don't know how to turn games. Jaden Campbell as a halfback has never had to turn a game of football, and nor should he in his first, season of ever playing halfback, realistically. He's always been a fullback growing up. So we've got big problems at the club, Nathan, but I do agree with you. I don't think it starts with the spine, but I do think the spine is a huge factor and a reason for it. Welcome in Anthony from the show. He says, I feel for the Titans fans, but stay strong. We've been staying strong since 2007, mate. It's all we can do. All righty, guys, affiliates recap time. Mackay Cutters defeat our Ipswich Jets 26 points to 18. Tweed had a bye round. Now, there wasn't too many standouts for our affiliated players in the Ipswich Jets team, but the Jets do remain in 5th. Tweed, they remain in 11th. Next round, we have Tweed facing the Mackay Cutters at home and the Jets on a bye, guys. Let's move into the team list section. So AJ Brimson remains at fullback. Look, we've tried it for 2 weeks now. We might as well try it again. We've got to try something. Kieran Foran, Jaden Campbell in the halves. Some big gaps in our forward pack, guys. Jamin Jolliffe, Sean Mullaney, and Regan Campbell-Gillard in the front row. Jimmy Jolliffe's been really strong off the bench for us. He's probably been our only strong bench player, the only bench player that's getting consistent minutes. Sean Mullaney, yet to make a real impact in the NRL, but we are hearing rather that Sam Verrills is going to make a late push. I think we really need Sam in this to be any chance at all. Chris Randall, not a noted back rower. I don't know why we persist with that at all. To me, it reminds me of when Ruben Cotter plays back row for the Maroons. It can work. It's not a bad pick, but it's not the best pick. Chris Randall does his best work through the middle because he has such a strong passing game from playing hooker his whole life, where he's also been in the middle defensively. Don't forget, we're talking about a guy who broke the record for the most tackles of all time of an NRL player on debut. Cleese Haas-Lock. Now, new faces on the bench this week, guys. Jacob Arlick-Winky, Isaac Fa'asuamaleaui. Concerning to see them both there, not because of anything they've done, but they've been getting used for less than 10 minutes per game, right? And Regan Campbell-Gillard and Jimmy Jolliffe are not 80-minute forwards. So big concerns there. Then we have Josh Patson making his NRL debut. He is a back rower. And Tukey Simpkins, who's represented the Māori All-Stars before. He's also debuted in the NRL at the West Tigers previously. Arama Howe dropped. I mean, he got 18 minutes and scored. I don't get it. Why did he get dropped? I just don't understand the logic there. So I'm looking at this team list, guys, and I've got a lot of concerns, to say the very least, which moves me into the game preview, guys. We are versing the Sea Eagles this Friday at 8 p.m. We're at Seabus Super Stadium. And I'll be honest with you guys, as a Titans fan, it's tough to get excited for this game. It's really tough. I don't see us winning. I just think it'd be silly to tip us, if I'm absolutely honest. Let's go over Manly's strengths coming into this one. Tom Trbojevic is coming off a 2-week rest, physically and mentally. I expect him to absolutely fire. Daly Cherry Evans will undoubtedly be fired up after being dropped from the Queensland side, playing in Queensland. And it wouldn't be the first time he's broke our hearts, I can tell you that. But in combination of those two right there, those two factors being in Manly's favour, that would be enough for me to tip them usually. Let me add some more for you guys. They are averaging more points than us, and they are conceding less points also. They complete their sets at a higher percentage. I thought our forward pack might be a strength because they are a little thin in the middle, but it's not the case. Not only does their forward pack average more post-contact meters than ours when we have Tino and Mo in there, we're now looking at a bench that averaged 10 minutes per game or on debut. So we do not have an advantage up the middle and that is probably our advantage against most clubs. We break the least amount of tackles of any team in the competition. So we're not being threatening with the ball. We averaged more missed tackles than they do. We averaged more errors, and we're on par for penalties conceded. Now, there is no stats or form here that lead me to believe we can win, unfortunately. We're missing Tino and Mo, our two best players. I touched on it before. They retain their two best players in Turbo and DCE. This game for the Sea Eagles is about as big a lock as you'll get in rugby league this year. Dead set. They are a lock. When you go over everything, there's just no way we can win this game unless you're being optimistic and believe that something's going to change. But I like to break them down by the facts and the stats, guys, and we're just no chance this week, unfortunately. I do like to give you guys a key to victory. All I can say is if we were in the game for the full 80 minutes and we were chancing our arm with some creative play, but look, my final prediction here is Manly will defeat us by double digits, guys. I think we are in a bit of trouble this week, unfortunately, without our origin stars and with our current form. I don't think it's going to be a great night for us on primetime TV, unfortunately. Back on the Gold Coast, first time being on primetime TV in almost 5 years, and we roll out arguably the weakest squad we've had in 5 years against a squad that has two players, two superstars that'll just be absolutely fired up. So we're in big trouble. Anthony Peake from Facebook says, do you guys miss Tanner Boyd? Yes, we miss Toby Sexton also. We miss Jamal Fogarty also. But nothing we can do now but believe in our current halves. Alrighty, guys, we'll be back next Monday at 5:30 p.m. Back to our original time. Have a great week ahead, guys. A great weekend with the footy. And fingers crossed we can pull off a miracle this round. Thank you very much for your time in viewing the Titans Frontline show. And finally, I'd like to apologize to all of our listeners, whether there is a podcast after or with me live here now, and just say sorry that I couldn't be more positive this episode. I really tried to be as positive as I could whilst also breaking it down for you guys. And I'm in a really difficult spot in regards to that because there's just not much positivity to talk about at the moment, guys. But I tried my best. I know that wasn't enough, and that's why I'd like to offer an apology to you all. And go the Titans, guys. Fingers crossed we can get something done this round. Cheers.